I'd like to move on to the We Live Yokohama session. For this session, we have invited Mr. Alex Ramirez, Ambassador of Yokohama Global Partnership, and Mr. Craig Coates, Head of School of Yokohama International School, to share their perspectives on Yokohama's many advantages as a place to live and work. I will now invite Mr. Marcel Razinga to navigate us through this session. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. Before we start, I want to thank everybody here for joining and taking time to be in here, and also Yokohama City for organizing this global event. And thank you also for Craig and Alex for joining today to share with us all about how it is to live in Yokohama. I want to start to briefly introduce Alex Ramirez. As already mentioned, Alex is also ambassador of Yokohama Global Partnership, and he's also founder and CEO of the NPO Vamos Together. So Alex will talk and share with us a little bit later by himself what Vamos Together is doing. But of course, we all know Alex the most from baseball. So he played in Japan from 2001 to 2013, and he played for the Yakult Swallows, the Yomiuri Giants, and last but not least, he played for Yokohama Bay Stars, and that's why we love him for. And this was not the end. He also further joined the Yokohama Bay Stars the next time as a manager from 2016 to 2020. So as a next panelist, I also want to introduce Craig Coates. Thank you for being here. Craig is head of school of Yokohama International School. He joined Yokohama International School in 2013-14 after being at the United World College of Southeast Asia for 12 years in Singapore. So as you can see, he's a very experienced person in international education, and he has experience more than for 20 years. And he also worked in Indonesia and UK. And you will hear his English, and everybody would very surely know he's from New Zealand. So very thank you to be here today. I want to close with a short introduction of myself. My name is Marcel Razinger. People who speak German maybe hear the sound. I'm from Austria, but in Austria we speak German. And the reason why I'm living here in Yokohama is because Yokohama is the only city in Japan having a German school. And I have a 7-year-old daughter, and she is now going to the 2nd grade of the German school. So I don't want to waste too much time on my introduction. I want to jump right into our panelists, and they will tell you why they think Yokohama is very livable city and why it is the best to work in Yokohama. So I will first pass over to Alex.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Hi, minasan, konnichiwa. It is a blessing just to be able to say that I love living here in Yokohama. I came here a couple years ago, and as a baseball player, when I was playing for Yokohama DNA Basters, and then after that I became a manager, Kantoku of Yokohama DNA Basters, I realized many things about Yokohama. And one of the things that I realized is, and the most important thing for me, was that my wife, she always wanted to get a good place for the kids to go to the school to get a good education. And that's what we found here in Yokohama. The education level is very, very good. And the living here in Yokohama is amazing. And for many people to establish also their business here in Yokohama is also very, very good and very flexible. The city of Yokohama, how the city of Yokohama tried to accommodate everybody who wants to come here and spend some time here. So I'm very pleased to say today that this is the best place for us and can be for many people here in Yokohama.
Thanks a lot. I think there's also a slide we have prepared. Can we show the slide? Yes. I just briefly mentioned, Alex, can you tell us a little bit more about your company, or let's say a project, Vamos Together?
Yes, Vamos Together, I established in 2020. Vamos Together is an organization of with actually Down syndrome, kids with disability and kids with non-disabilities. And basically the bottom line is we would like to try to help with the kids to interact together, to understand that kids with disability and kids with not disabilities, it's okay to be different. So everybody can do the same. Everybody should not be separated. We would like for all the kids to interact together. Also, Vamos Together became the organization that is a partnership with the city of Yokohama. And we would like to bring the unity to Yokohama as well through our organization. Vamos Together is an organization that we would like for everybody to feel that through sports, through art, through education, everything can be done. And that is what Vamos Together is. We would like to bring a lot of positive to all the kids. And we would like for all the kids to feel that they can live independently in the future, especially those who have disabilities.
Thanks a lot. It's very interesting, and I totally agree with Alex that this is very important. In our world, we are talking a lot about diversity, but it really needs to start with our kids, that we have to live the culture of diversity. So thanks for doing this, because saying is an easy thing, but you have to take action. Thank you. Right. So I would then like to pass over to Craig to share with us what you like about Yokohama.
Thanks. As you've heard, I'm the head of school at Yokohama International School. And actually, just to carry on from what Alex was saying, that's a big part of who we are as a school and why we're there in the first place. It's about diversity. Our school started nearly 100 years ago, so this time next year we will be celebrating our centenary. So in 1924, the whole school started because we had foreign people living in Yokohama who needed an education, and that's where the whole birth of the school came from. So we have a very strong pride about being in Yokohama. We actually started with 6 students in 1924 up on the bluff, so up above Motomachi, which is not far from here. And that in the historic area of Yokohama, and that was where we started, and that's where we were up until just 2 years ago when we moved to Honmoku, which is actually where we both live. So Honmoku is now our home, and in fact we are very proud of our new home in Honmoku. Part of that pride, I guess, is also for the fact that we built a new campus which is purpose-built for our learning program, for our education, for the way that we learn together. We built it with the help of Kengo Kuma. And Kuma-san, some of you will know, is from Yokohama himself, which I think was a great synergy. But also you might know him because he's designed many famous buildings around the world, including the Tokyo Stadium for the Olympics. That you see behind me is our new school, which we're very proud of. We have 800 students in our school from 49 different nationalities. And so we have families from all over the world that come and stay with us and work with us. And we have people that choose to come to Yokohama because of our school and because of what Alex was saying, because of the quality of the education, but also, I have to say, because it's in Yokohama. Yokohama is a great place to live. It's a great place for us to work as well. So our school is pretty well known around the world in international schools. And part of that I want to say is because it is the school it is and because of the quality of the learning that goes on and the teaching, and it's a great place to work as a teacher. But it's also in Yokohama, it's a great place to live. So it's actually quite easy for us to convince people to come and work for us sometimes because it is based in Yokohama. And I think geographically, Yokohama is such a beautiful place to be. We're very, very lucky. It's very much, I think it's wider. It's more open than a lot of large cities in Japan. But we're very lucky that we've got the water right next to us. We've got the sea here. And then if we only need to look over in that direction, we can see Fuji from many vantage points and the mountains. I actually have 3 kids myself who spent, this is my 11th year of living in Yokohama. And they all grew up in Yokohama. And I think to bring a family up here was fantastic. We love the fact that there's a great indoor-outdoor lifestyle. We could go down Izu Peninsula very easily in the weekends, or we could go up to the lakes and Fuji, etc. But living in Yokohama has a great family sense. And I think one of the reasons that families like to come and stay and bring their families to Yokohama is the fact that it is so safe. It's so easy to get around. Our students can freely catch public transport, which is readily available. They can make their own way to school. And that's not true in many, many of the countries where our families come from. It's very, very different. And so that freedom, that ability to feel safe is a big thing for us. And I don't think people understand who have lived there all their life. I don't think you realize how lucky you are to have that. So when we were building our campus, of course, we were very lucky to work with Yokohama City very, very closely, the planning department, obviously, and many other departments. But the collaboration and the cooperation that we got was second to none. This is my, I think, 30th year of living in Asia. And I've lived in many other countries. This has been the easiest and I think the biggest connection for me has been living in Yokohama, being able to connect with the people and the community a lot easier than a number of the other countries that I've lived in. Excuse me. Now, I guess what we're trying to do now is being a predominantly foreign community within Honmoku. We're still new to our community, so we are a curiosity for many. But the fact is that people have been very open and have really come to join us now. And so now we're making many, many connections within the community and collaborating with a lot of our programs, especially our service program. So working with homes for the elderly in the area, working with some of the schools for special needs, etc. It's become actually very easy now because we are part of the Honmoku community and they've actually really brought themselves out. So look, we're very proud to be part of Yokohama. We're looking forward to, we're celebrating 100 years in a year's time, and we're looking forward to continuing for another 100 years in Yokohama. It's a great privilege. So thank you very much for having me here today.
Thank you, Craig. I can only say it's the same for me. It's one thing is when you have kids and family, like Alex said, education is very important, that you have high quality education. It's difficult if the company says the company pays a lot of money, so please come here. You need also the education. So Yokohama is providing also this international network. There is not only international schools, there are also Japanese universities in top class. And also, when you do work, you need the companies. When you come to Yokohama, you see the Minato Mirai area, where all the global Japanese companies have their headquarters or research centers. This is also important to do business. So it's really interesting to hear also your thoughts. I'm also doing business here in Yokohama, and this was also important for me to have a global community here, have international companies here. Otherwise, it's difficult. And Yokohama City is very supportive in providing different kind of services and supports. There are also, you can also, as a foreigner, you can get information in your own country, in your own language, which is also very important. And there are many things, but we have limited time. And I would like to also spend some time to pose some questions to our honored panelists. So my first question would be, what makes Yokohama so special to you? I know you mentioned already many things, but I'm more thinking, is there a specific place you love to go, take your family or your kids, or it would be really nice if you could share with us, with the audience, so that we can understand why you love this place.
Well, one of the places that I love the most is the place where I live in the Homokuwada area. It's very, very good place, very, very livable. We really enjoy that. Our families really enjoy that area. And the kids, I mean, they have a good time. They have a good time. But of course, Minato Mirai is a very good area as well. I love Akarenka area. That
Absolutely.
place is unbelievable. All these parks, they're very, very nice parks that the people can go there and spend some time there. So those are the main places that I always go to, that I would like to introduce. I would like for the people to go there and visit those places. Rinko Park and also what is the other park? Yamashita Park.
Yes.
Yes, you got it. That place is also very, very nice. You can walk around there and you can have a good time with your family and spend a beautiful, beautiful day there with your family. So those are the places that I really like and I really enjoy going around.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's, Nagishi Park, Sancho Koen, all of those places that are around this area, they're so accessible. And I think one of the beauties of Japan is the seasons, and one of the things I love the most is that people celebrate the seasons so openly, and the parks and that are the same. So Sankian Garden is probably one of my favourite places, and that's because depending on the time of the year, it can look very, very different. And I think I love that fact, and so whenever we have visitors, that's always the place that we go to. I also love Chinatown. I think the buzz in Chinatown is fantastic. And so I guess that's one of the things. There is a variety here. You can have the quietness and the peacefulness of the parks or the sea, or you can have the busyness of the sort of, Multimachi or Chinatown. And it's I think that variety is something that I like as well.
One of the places that I forgot as well was at Hammerhead. Yeah, Hammerhead is a very, very nice place. And it is, like as you also mentioned, Minato, Motomachi, that place is very nice. And baseball, guys, listen, I love baseball. And, the stadium, Yokohama Stadium, that's the place to go, especially during the season. If you guys are here, please, you make sure you guys visit Yokohama DNA Baseball game because the stadium is very nice.
Thank you, Alex. So yeah, absolutely. It's so cool to hear it also from you guys. I want to focus a little bit more on the place I also still trying to discover is called Noge. So Noge is, for people who don't know, it's actually a place with really nice restaurants and drinking bars, but it's the Yokohama people call it the deep Noge, because you never find out. You have to dig deeper to really know the location. So I'm still trying. So let's move on to our next question. So what do you think can Yokohama do to make it more recognized by the people outside, so abroad?
Well, one of the things that I strongly believe that Yokohama is, it's not that it needs, Yokohama is working really, really hard for the people outside Japan to be able to recognize Yokohama as one of the best cities in Japan to be able to establish their business and to be able to have their families. So I think that Yokohama, what it's doing right now is going in a good direction. So basically that's what it needs to continue doing.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think one of the things that I've noticed in the decade that I've been here is the there are a lot more things opening here. So, you know, the new theatres and the new arenas that are opening, the new restaurants that are around the place, things like around Hammerhead and around that place. I think it's more accessible than it used to be. And I think the reason for that is that there is a greater understanding that there needs to be more variety. So I actually think it's become more and more international. Signage around the place, for instance, is very accessible now compared to what it was 10 years ago even. So I agree with Alex that I think Yokohama City are working really, really hard to attract more people from outside of Japan to come to Yokohama. It obviously has an advantage of being so close to Tokyo, and I have a lot of people say you must go into Tokyo all the time. I really don't. I don't need to, because the restaurants and the bars and the places where you can gather with friends and that are so accessible here, and there's so many to choose from, that I think we're very lucky we do have it all here.
Yes, I totally agree. And for me, it was very big impact was the Pokemon World Championship. Maybe some people visited it. It was in Yokohama. And I took the chance to wander around, and I saw so many people from abroad coming to Yokohama, maybe for the first time, but it was a good occasion, the Pokemon's championship, to come. And they also not only went to this championship, they also wandered around and went to Akarenga and other places in Yokohama, and also the parks. And I think the more Yokohama is doing and being seen, I think it's all the people will love it. Like you said, it's safe, and you don't need to worry about. It's sad, but you cannot say this for every city in the world. So maybe let's move to.
Sorry, can I just add
Yeah.
I think Yokohama did a great job with the Rugby World Cup. Obviously, I'm from New Zealand, so I'm a rugby fan, even though we lost. I think the Rugby World Cup was an eye-opener for a lot of people outside of Japan, I think. And I think Yokohama City did an amazing job of welcoming people in and actually creating opportunities for people to move freely around Yokohama. So I think that was a real advantage.
Yes, absolutely. So the next big event, it's a little bit far away, but maybe you have heard of the International Horticultural Expo, which will be held in Yokohama in 2027. So, as you know, it's an expo which is about lifestyle, communities, and economies enriched by flowers and greenery. So, Y-Ship Convention has the same idea, like green transformation, circular economy. So I was thinking, you too, where would you like to see Yokohama to improve more in this field and towards the Expo 2027?
I think because Yokohama has made such an investment in outdoor areas and parks and that around, especially up on the bluff and around Homoku area, but also, Rinko Park just beside us. I think because there's been such an investment and such a conscious investment in green spaces in Yokohama, I think it's an ideal opportunity to be able to promote that and to show that. I think what I would like to see is more use of the outdoors in terms of entertainment and perhaps eating and things like that. It's becomes quite a phenomenon around the world now, is to sit outside and have dinner, etc. And I think that's something that Yokohama could perhaps do more of.
Okay. Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, I can see Yokohama that has a lot of land and greenery, where a lot of people can just come and spend the day and spend, very good time with their family. I think that is very important for us to be able to, advertise that, more and more, especially outdoor instead of indoor facilities, more outdoor. I think that's going to be the key for us.
Yeah, I think also I totally agree with you too. There's a lot of green, and I started to find it out when my parents visited me from Austria here in Yokohama. And the Japanese gardens, it's a little bit far away, so you need to know where to go. So this can be promoted more because foreigners really like the Japanese culture. And most of the people, of course, go first to Kyoto because Kyoto is known for it. But actually, they are not the same like Kyoto, but there are some things you can also see and visit in Yokohama. So actually, we are almost at the end of our session. But if there's anything you maybe want to also share with the audience, now is the chance.
Yes, first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much for being here today. Being here in Yokohama is been a blessing for me and also for my family. My kids really love it here. And for us, this is really the place for us to be. I strongly believe that our kids will continue here until they graduate from the school, get a good education here, and then move on with their life. But this is the place for us to be. I love to see Yokohama to grow, to develop into the city that it needs to be developed. And Yokohama is working very, very hard to get to that point. And we will support 100% Yokohama to be able to develop into one of the greatest cities here in Japan.
Yeah, I think one of the things is I think it's been the best kept secret of Japan for a long time, actually. Honestly, our people around, especially around Asia, know our school and they know Yokohama through our school, but I think people are actually knowing Yokohama for itself now. And I think that is a big change and it's a big movement. And I think the city have done a great job in not just promoting that, but providing opportunities for people to come to Yokohama and to do more things when they're here. So I think I've noticed it getting busier and busier over the last 10 years, and I'm sure it'll continue to do so because it does have so much to offer. So thanks for having me here today. It's been actually a pleasure to talk about Yokohama. Thank you.
One more thing that I would like to add is we would like for the people from abroad to come to Yokohama to experience the wonders and to experience so many great things that we are experiencing here as we live here in Yokohama. We would like for the people to come here to start their business, have enroll their kids to the school and have a wonderful life here in Yokohama as well as we are having it right now.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Craig. If I may wrap up, I think it's also one thing I want to mention about Yokohama at the end is Yokohama has also claimed itself the innovation city in 2019. And this is also the reason because I'm in the open innovation ecosystem in this business field with startups and connecting with companies. And if you are a startup out there somewhere who wants to start a business in Japan, then Yokohama is the place because Yokohama City is providing like the Yokohama Startup Visa, and they're really doing a lot. And I also talked with the local people here living in Yokohama, and the people are very active. They try to change things, and Yokohama City is doing many activities. And when you come now and join this community, you will build together actually the next Yokohama, so the Innovation City Yokohama. So thank you everybody for being here. I think at the end we have to do our finishing pose, and Alex will instruct how to do the gets pose properly. So I'll pass over to you.
Yes. So it's very easy, okay? So I'm just going to say no, and then everybody's going to go, Yorokonde, and then gets, okay? So I'm going to get up. So, Yorokonde, gets. Can
You have
we
to
do that?
stand up? Yeah, okay.
Can you guys stand up, please?
Everybody stands up,
Yes,
please.
let's do it together. So, just practice, okay? Say no, Yorokonde, gets. Okay. So, 2 fingers, please. And let me explain to you
Copyright,
the 2
copyright.
fingers, because 1 finger is Mr. Dandy-san. Dandy-san is the other person who does the same performance as me. It's 1 finger. I do 2 fingers. I don't like to confuse anybody, so make sure. 2 fingers. Okay, hi. Let's practice one more time. Hi. Say no, Yorokonde, gets.
Two finger, please.
Okay, here we go, guys. You ready? Okay, hi. Say no, Yorokonde, gets. Alright, okay. Arigatou gozaimashita.
very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you once again to all our guest speakers for sharing their insights. Thank you very much.